hello students, today we will start our another class. Okay, so the questions are the law that explain about the economic size of the conductor. Okay, so the law that explain about the economic size of conductor. Okay, so the laws are Newton's law, Faraday's law, Lambert's law and Kelvin's law. So from these four options, your option D will be the correct answer. Okay, so the Kelvin's law states that the most economic size of the conductor, the most economic area of the conductor should be like that. For that, your cost of the transmission line should be minimum. Okay, so the cost of transmission of your power will depend upon the size of conductor. So the conductor size should be in such a way that for that your cost of the transmission should be minimum. So the option 4 is the correct answer. So moving to the next question. So the next question is Z1 and Z2 are connected in series. Okay. So Z1 and Z2 are connected in series to form a load. A wattmeter current coil is connected in series with the load, whereas its pressure coil is connected across Z2. So pressure coil is connected across Z2. So the wattmeter reads, first option is power consumed by Z1 and Z2. Second option, your power consumed by Z1. Then third option, power consumed by Z2, and its rating will be 0. Okay, rating will be 0. So according to the question, your Z1 and Z2, take that this is Z1 and this is your Z2. Okay, so this is connected with the supply, and it is said that the current coil is in series with your load. Yes, the current coil is there, means wattmeter is there. So the diagram is like that. So Z1, Z2, this is your load. Okay, and it is said that the current coil is connected with series. So I am just connecting here. Take that the current coil, and the pressure coil is connected across Z2. So this is your Z2. So I am drawing the pressure coil here. Okay, this is just across. So this is your current coil and this is your pressure coil. So if we will connect the wattmeter like that, this forms a wattmeter. This is wattmeter. Then the wattmeter reads only your power consumed by Z2. Okay, so the answer is answer number C, option number C. So this is measure the only the power consumed by Z2. So moving to the next question. Dash is the tube that bring water to turbine. Okay, so water to turbine means this is basically your hydro. So it is basically from your hydroelectric power plant. So the options are spillway, trash rack, four-way, then penstock. So the correct option is penstock. So if we will just draw the structure of a hydroelectric power plant. So this is your reservoir. Okay, and this is your pressure channel. Okay, so this is your pressure channel, and this is your valve house, and from the valve house your numbers of tubes are there. These tubes will carry the this is called penstock, and this carries the water. Okay, to your powerhouse. and from that this is your outlet. Okay. So, this is the structure of the penstock and this is the tube or pipe like structure which brings the water to your turbine. Okay, from the reservoir coming to here, it is in your powerhouse, your turbines are present. So this is the structure. So the correct answer is your penstock, option number D. So moving to the next question. The question is, find the net capacitance of the combination in which 10 capacitors of 10 microfarad are connected in parallel. Okay, so we have to find out the net capacitance. So this is to find out, and in this combination we are having 10 capacitor of rating 10 microfarad which are connected in parallel. So if I draw the diagram like that, this is your capacitor, this is again another capacitor. So like that 10 numbers of capacitors are connected. So this is, we have to find out the net capacitance. So we have to find out the equivalent capacitance. So if I will say C equivalent will be how much? Okay. So the rating of the capacitor are your 10 microfarad, and this is connected in parallel. So the formula for this one is C1 plus C2 up to Cn. So this is capacitor 1, capacitor 2 up to your capacitor, n numbers of capacitors are there. So as the 10 microfarad capacitor is there and the numbers are 10, so this will be your 10 into 10, 100 microfarad. From these 4 options, your option number B will be the correct answer. Okay. So moving to the next question, 55. The next question, hysteresis loss is not a function of dash. Okay. So hysteresis loss, this belongs to your transformer. So the question is, it is not a function. So you have to first read the question carefully. So not a function of dash. So from that, if we write the formula for hysteresis loss, WH, this is your KH into B max to the power 1.6 FV, where B max is the flux density, F is the frequency, and V is the volume of the core or volume of the material. So from this, the options are frequency, volume of the material, this is present, and KH is the Steinmetz coefficient of material. So as it is said, it is not a function. So the last option D will be the correct answer. Ambient temperature. So hysteresis loss does not depend upon the ambient temperature. This is the formula. You have to remember the formula. So moving to the next question. So the next question, dash is used to manufacture the stray wire, earth wire, and structural component. Okay, the options are cadmium copper, hydrogen copper, nichrome, then galvanized steel. So our requirement is to manufacture your stray wire, earth wire, and structural component. These all are present for your transmission or distribution of the power. Transmission or the distribution of the power, we are using your structural component. So these are structures in which your supply carried out. So you can say the structure is like that. These are the basic lines. Okay. So these are towers or structures. So for all the things, our requirement is a material or a material which is having your high mechanical strength and corrosion free. So from these 4 options, your galvanized steel is the correct option, because the galvanized is having high mechanical strength, and it is corrosion free. Okay. So these 2 property is very much essential for the manufacturing of these 3 components. Okay. So the option D is the correct answer. So moving to the next question. The next question. The question is, the voltmeter shown in the figure reads dash. So it's the question wants to know the reading of the voltmeter. So we have to find out the reading of this voltmeter which is connected. if we solve the question, these two resistance, these two resistance are connected in series. So find out the equivalent resistance. R equivalent, this will be your 250 plus 250, which will 500 micro ohm. Okay, and if we find out the current in the circuit, this will be current, and the same current will flow in the two resistance. So the current value I will be V by R equivalent. So V is your 24 volt, 24 divided by 500, this is ampere. Okay. So no need to solve the total question, only fractional value you can put at here. Then the voltmeter reading formula is V equal to I into R, and we found out the value, it is 24 by 500 into the R is the voltmeter connected here. So the R is 250 mega ohm. So if we will solve this one, we are getting here 12. So the answer is 12 volt. Okay. So the 12 volt is the reading of your voltmeter across your 250 ohm. So from these four answer D is the correct choice. So moving to the next question, 58. So here is the next question. In the 2 wattmeter method, the reading of 2 wattmeters are 500 watt and 500 watt respectively. So wattmeter 1 reads 500 watt, wattmeter 2 reads also 500 watt. The load power factor in the balanced 3 phase 3 wire circuit is dash. Options are 0.8, 0.9, 1 and 0. So there is one formula, your tan theta is equal to root 3 times your W1 minus W2 divided by W1 plus W2. This is the load of the circuit. W1 and W2 are the loads. So if we put that data here, your root 3 times as W1 minus W1 equal to W2. So your 500 minus 500 divided by 500 plus 500. So this will be your 0. So tan theta is equal to 0. So theta will be your tan inverse 0. So again we are getting 0 degree. So our requirement is to find out the load power factor. So load power factor is our requirement. So power factor is your cos theta. Power factor is cos theta, cos of theta, and the theta is angle is 0. So it will be your cos of 0 degree, and you know that cos 0 is your 1. So from these four options, option C is the correct choice. So power factor is 1 here. So moving to the next question, 59. So the question is, in a single phase capacitor start and run motor, the minimum number of capacitor to be used in it is dash. So the motor is single phase motor having your capacitor start and capacitor run. Okay. So for the starting and running, two purposes are there. So the correct answer is here, option number B, 2 capacitor. But with the diagram, we have to remember that so this is the basic diagram of your, this is main winding, this is your starting winding, and with the starting winding one capacitor is present. This is your C1, and another capacitor is present, C2, with a centrifugal switch. Okay. So this is the diagram of your capacitor start and capacitor run. This is your single phase supply. So with the diagram you can better understand or better remember the answer. So for your single phase capacitor start and run motor, where requirement is 2 capacitors are there. This is the 2 capacitor C1 and C2. So moving to the next question. So, coming to the last question of this class, the meter constant of the energy meter is dash. Options are kilowatt per revolution. So, kilowatt hour per revolution, then revolution per kilowatt, then revolution per kilowatt hour. So, the energy meter, we know the energy meter is the meter which reads the unit of energy consumed. So, the unit is your kilowatt hour. Okay. So, from these 4 options, so the meter constant, this is denoted by, or it is defined by revolution per kilowatt hour, means for 1 kilowatt, what is the number of revolution, what are the time of revolution, 1 revolution, 2 revolution, whatever the revolution. So, this is your meter constant and it is expressed in revolution per kilowatt hour. So, option D is the correct answer. Okay. So, with that we have concluded our this class, and we are focusing here the SSCG electrical question answers, and hope you all understood how to solve and remember the answers. Do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.